Shafty Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Isa kayo maraming salamat po yan. Great, matutuwa sa inyong manager ko. Biglang marirevive yung career ko as a financial advisor. They're taking you in advance, no? I came here to share, no? But apparently I'm learning more than what I can share. So for this afternoon, what I will be doing would be to share some innovative ideas, no? Yung mentor ko once told me that in the financial services market, yung life insurance daw is one of the hardest product to sell. Pero from the perspective of a financial advisor, I'm sure you will agree with me, but it is also one of the most rewarding. Right? Now, bakit pa talagang napakahirap magbenta ng life insurance as a product? Now, I remember a story I read not so long ago. Yung story po ni Steve Jobs and iPhone, nabawi ko ng kanina. May iPhone pero walang iPhone, no? Pero when the iPhone was launched in 2007 by Steve Jobs, in one of the Macworld convention, it quickly became one of the most successful product launches of all time. So kung titignan po natin yung success ng iPhone, why did it become very successful na mas bibili pa ng tao ng iPhone kaysa life insurance, no? Now, is it because the iPhone is a great product? No, there's no doubt it's a great product because at the time that it was launched, yung kanyang technical superiority is really above anything you can find in the market. Maganda yung camera niya, you can store a lot of music, etc., etc. Pero hindi lang siguro yun ang dahilan why the iPhone is a very successful product, no? Now, I'm sure some of you would have watched on YouTube yung ginawang yung parang introduction or yung speech ni Steve Jobs during the launch, no? I'm sure you would agree with me that yung story niya behind the iPhone has a lot to do to contribute to the success of the iPhone as a product. Now, ano yung meron sa sinabi niya regarding the iPhone, and then it became the success story that it has, no? Now, siguro kinuwento niya sa market na if you have this phone, it will change your life, it will make your life more efficient, no? You can enjoy all the things you want online, etc., etc. Now, so madaling salita, he was able to convey yung benefits and feature of the product as related to what somebody will be wanting, somebody will be needing. No? So my next question would be this, no? Is life insurance a great product?
Yes.
Okay? Now, bakit hindi siya kasing benta ng isang iPhone? Alright? Maybe the challenge lies in how we tell the story. Maybe the challenge lies on how we relate to the market, yung features and benefit niya in such a way that they would appreciate, no, yung usefulness niya, yung value added niya sa buhay ng mga tao. Right? So for this afternoon, what I would like to do is that I'd like to share with you actually 5 ideas, no, on how we can change the story we tell about life insurance. Right now, to start up this conversation, let me just just a quick intro of myself. I've been on the corporate side, no, of the financial services industry for almost 35 years. No? I was once with Philam, no, with Rex Mendoza. Kami po yung nag-set up ng Philam Asset Management way back in 1995 na po sa mga wala akong dito. No? Now, one of the things I did for family that time was to go around the agencies and try to introduce the mutual financial product and how it can complement yung ating protection products that we offer. No? During those times, no, I still remember some of you, no, na nakahalubilo ko na ng mga 90s. No? Na kanina, I received a message from one of my old friends po sa group, si Aida Yapo. Dako, shout out to you, na hello po. Di-message niya kanina, telling me that she'll be watching online. And si Bon Rances siguro from Pico, nag-message din po. Anyway, in all my career po, sa financial services industry, I think the highlight, no, will be the time I actually retired from the corporate side, no, and decided to become a financial advisor. No? Now, I think this is very significant in the sense na dito ko po naramdaman yung challenges of the financial advisor, yung mga kinuwento ko ni Laman, yung nag-grade, no? Hindi siya gano'n kadali. No? Because of that, nagbago po yung perspective ko pagdating po sa life insurance, pagdating po sa investments. Right now. Right. So to start off this discussion, no, I'd like to use the stock market as a reference point. No? para ma-set up po natin yung context ng ating pag-usapan. And I'm using the stock market as a reference point for the very simple reason that even up to now, this is one of the most popular way for people to invest money. Kung invest ka ba, some people will tell you Bitcoin is better, real estate is better. Pero in terms of popularity, and in terms of yung longevity and kanyang performance, the stock market historically remains one of the most significant generators of wealth. No? Now, popular din siya in the sense that as of now, kung titignan po yung pag-invest sa stock market, it's now very accessible. Nagugulat nga ako sa GCash, pwede ka na mag-invest ng stock, hindi sa Maya, no? So it's now becoming very accessible, no? Pero I think the main attraction is that over the long term, it has actually proven to outperform other asset classes, no? Pasensya na po kayo kung medyo paminsan-minsan I will be using some technical terms, no? Now, asset classes is a group of securities or investment that behave in the same manner. Right? Now, for example, if I ask you, ano po yung difference of a time deposit coming from BNB and a time deposit coming from BPI? Is it the same or different? Time deposit na galing sa BNB and time deposit na galing sa BPI, is it the same or different?
I think different.
Who says it's the same? Who says it's different? Alright, now, a basic definition is that investment that behave in the similar manner. Yung po bang behavior ng time deposit sa BPI behave the same way as the time deposit coming from PNB? Behavior, is it the same? Diba, let's say it's a 30-day time deposit. What happened after 30 days? You need to go to the bank and renew, right? Pareho po kayo.
No.
Is it the same? Is it the same sa PNB, the same sa BPI?
No.
Right? So it is the same. So it means yung time deposit from BPI and the time deposit from PNB belongs to the same asset class. Right now. So the reason why I would want to emphasize yung asset classes is because later on we're going to talk about the concept of diversification. Okay, I'm sure you heard about it. No? Ano po yung sabihin ng diversification? Sabi ng lolo ko, don't put everything in one basket. Yun po ba yun? Right now, while all of us would appreciate that the logic of that particular word is that minsan po, ang ginagawa po natin, iba-ibang bangko lang, time deposit sa BPI, time deposit sa PNB, time deposit sa Metrobank. Not knowing that while the intent to spread out our investment among many baskets is correct, siguro yung basket na pinaglalagay natin ng pera is not correct. Right? Kasi asset class are a group of securities that behave in the same manner. So kung mag-diversify po tayo, maybe meron kang time deposit, whatever bank, that's not relevant anymore, meron nagbaka, meron ka din dapat na bonds, meron ka din dapat investment in the stock market. That's what real diversification means. Right? Okay tayo?
Yes.
Okay, now if you have question, write it down. I will answer it later. Right now, there are two distinct approaches po, no, for people who wanted to make money in the stock market. And the first approach is what they call trading. No? Ito yung mga chupitero na tinatawag. No? They try to look for signals. No? They try to take advantage of small market movements to make short-term gains. Kaya po yung unang approach. No? Well, the other approach is the investing approach. Investing approach naman are people who place money in the stock market with the expectation of what we call long-term capital appreciation. So kung titignan niyo po, while both of them wanted to make money out of the stock market, iba po yung approach. Okay? The trading approach is what? They want immediate, short-term gains. So it's not unusual that you see a trader go in and out of the market several times in a day. Right? Iba po sa investor. The investor, they carefully choose whatever investment they have selected and they hold it for the long term. Right now, next. In the history of the financial market, one of the greatest traders of all time, talaga magaling siya, superstar siya. Ang pangalan po niya si Jesse Livermore. No? Si Jesse Livermore is one of the early traders in the US stock market. No? So the reason why he's very well known is because talagang napakalaki po ng perang kininta niya through trading. Okay? He actually pioneered yung mga trading strategies that a lot of traders still use now, yung mga stop loss order, limit loss order, pyramiding, etc. Itong mga strategy na to, ginagamit pa hanggang ngayon. Alright? So this is Mr. Jesse Livermore. Siya po ang legend pagdating po sa trading. Right? Now, the next legend I'd like to introduce to you, obviously, kilala niyo ito kung lahat ng kumpare po ito si Paring Warren, you know. Kumpare kayo, niniwala kayo. Hiningin ko siya 3 years ago, ngayon, mas sumasagot. Pinakamusta ko naman siya. Anyway, si Warren Buffett naman, like what I said, no, when you invest money in the stock market, yung objective mo is long-term capital appreciation. Okay? When you say that, that means you carefully select the investment that you wanted to do, and you really hold on to that over the long term. Right? So if we're going to, to just simply characterize yung trading or investing style ng dalawa, si Warren Buffett is somebody that we can say invest with time in the market. While yung mga trading approach which was used by Jesse Livermore, ito po yung trying to time the market. Narinig niyo siguro, di ba? Time in the market versus time in the market. Alright. Both of them was very successful, pero at the end of their career, this is the outcome. Okay? While Jesse Livermore was able to make a huge amount of money trading in the stock market, during his career, he made and lost 4 fortunes. 4 na beses kumita, 4 na beses nalugi. Now, his life ended very tragically. In 1940, he committed suicide. Right after his 4th bankruptcy. Okay? Now, ito po yung kanyang strategy. Timing the market. Well, say, Mr. Warren Buffett, alam naman natin that for several times, he's considered the richest man in the world. And as of now, he continues to grow his wealth. This is time in the market. Right? Now, ano po ba ang pagkakaiba when it comes to the basic strategy that they employ to try to make money out of the stock market? First, obviously, nasabi na natin si Mr. Livermore, he wants to capture the small movements, no? But this is one thing you need to realize. Every time you try to capture small movements, you need to leverage. Kasi ang galaw dyan, G's, 20 centimos, 30 centimos, no? In order to convert this into significant gains, you need to leverage. What does leverage mean? You need to borrow money to increase your position. Let's say ang puhunan niya is only good for 1,000 shares, for example, no? And he sees this opportunity wherein he can make 20 centavos. Para maging meaningful yan, anong ginagawa usually ng mga traders? Umintang yan. So using his 1,000 as collateral, he would say borrow 5,000 peso more. Alright, so magkano kapital niya ngayon? 6,000 na. Using that 6,000, ibibili niya ng that particular stock. Now, this is good if he is correct. Right? Lumalaki ang problema kapag the market moves against him because the money that he should have paid will become losses. Right? So the reason why Mr. Livermore lost a lot is because yung kanyang trading style is characterized by significant risk-taking. Right? Now, while si Mr. Warren Buffett naman, very consistent over the long term, kita ng kita, why? Conservative kasi approach niya eh. Right? Now, once he selected a well-managed portfolio of, let's say, undervalued companies, meron siyang discipline to hold on to it through the ups and downs of the market. Sabi nga po yung sinabi ni Ma'am Ted kanina, ayoko na magbenta ng BUL. Pero alam niyo, over the long term, nothing would outperform. Siguro ngayon talagang masama lang, no? Pero 2-3 years down the road, I'm not trying to tell you it's a good time to enter, pero dapat consistent eh. Alright. So at the end of the day, ano po ba talaga ang difference between building wealth successfully and maybe building wealth in the wrong manner? Aside from the investment return, according to Mr. Benjamin Graham, kilala niyo po ito? Hindi ko kumpare yan, no? Pero siya po yung mentor ni Warren Buffett. Si Benjamin Graham is Warren Buffett's professor po sa Wharton when he was studying. He was really, naging fan na fan siya talaga ni Benjamin Graham that when he graduated, he even worked for free sa company Mr. Graham as an apprentice for 2 years. Para maging close lang sa idol niya. Anyway, ang sabi niya, the essence of wealth building, the essence of investment management is not the management of the returns, but the management of the risk. Once you take care of the risk, the returns will follow automatically. So itong trabaho natin dito sa AIA, sa life insurance, ano ba talaga ang essence ng ating trabaho? Is it to generate returns or is it to help clients protect themselves from risk? Ano ba talaga? Right? That is the most value we can give a client. Do we give the client more value by giving them investment advice? Or do we give more value to a client if we give them protection advice? You tell me. Which one?
Protection advice.
Alright. There's a lot of reasons why being in the market long term, staying in the market for the longest time, would be more beneficial to somebody who wants to build wealth. And it can actually be explained by mathematics or probability. No? Now, if you're timing the market, ano ibig sabihin yan? You're trying to get into the market at this price, you want to get out of the market at that price, you're timing the market. Now, to be successful, dapat accurate ka. Diba? Alam mo dapat kailan papasok, alam mo dapat kailan lalabas. That's what we call timing the market. Right now, this is data covering a 20-year period, right? Ibig sabihin, nag-invest ako ng pera today, I held that money for 20 years without moving, without being scared of the crisis, etc., etc. Ang average annual return ko should be around 9.4% per year. Pinili ko, may discipline ako, hinawakan ko, nagkantay lang ako. At kung mangyari sa market, wala akong pake, basta 20 years. 9.4% per year. Now, what if I'm somebody who, who believes that I have that, trading prowess, no? I want to prove to the world I'm a better fund manager than the fund manager of AIA. Nag-trade ako. Alam niyo, over a 20-year period, there should be around 8,640 trading days. Ang trading kasi Monday to Friday lang na weekend. So if you count the trading days, it's around 8,000. So if you try to time the market and you just happen to miss the 10 best trading days, yung 10 pinamagandang araw, alam nyo mangyayari. If you compute for the annual average, annual return, babagsak siya to 5.21. Now you keep on trading and then hindi ka pa rin accurate, you miss the 20 trading days, best trading days, babagsak sa 2.51. And if you just miss 30 of the best trading days out of those 8,000 days, mabuti pa siguro time deposit mo nilang pera mo. Right? So what am I saying? Timing the market is very difficult because you need to be very, very accurate. Now, how accurate should you be? You need to be about 99.81% accurate. Ibig sabihin, for every 10 investment decision that you make, 9.9 should be correct. Sino sa inyo ang may kumpiyansa to say na, oh, out of the 10 investment decision I made, 9.9 tama? Hirap. So it is a mathematical impossibility. Second is that, if you look at just placing money in the market, passively just looking at it, letting the fund managers do their job, in 10 years' time, alam po ba ninyo na the probability of negative returns drops to 0? Kailan lang ba yung pandemic? 2020 yata. 2020. May 10 years na ba?
Wala pa po.
Right? Now, the probability of earning at least 10% plus annual return, habang tumatagal, tumataas. So, paano ba kumita? Paano ba if you are somebody who wanted to become wealthy, what's the best way to do that? Trade, or invest?
Invest.
And when you invest, ano dapat? You need to stay in the market long term. Ang daling sabihin. Diba? Pero alam niyo, maraming ding risk yung long-term investment. Now, let me have some audience participation here. Alright, now I have a question here. What do you think? Is the world getting safer or riskier? Now, ganito gagawin natin, no?
Riskier.
Whenever I travel, I buy a lot of these, lucky stuff, lucky things. That I give out to financial advisors who need some luck. I'm going to ask some of you, no? You have to tell me, okay, I think the world is getting safer and you have to give me your reason why. Alright, sino pong mauna? Okay. Safer or riskier and then why?
Riskier.
Bakit po?
Kanina na may client ako, we had lunch and then
You have lunch?
nagtapos yun sa money tree niya.
Mhm.
Yeah, why is it my money tree for 10 years has been going down out value? And then sabi niya pa, hindi ako kukuha siya ng A+ signature kasi riskier ngayon to invest.
Alright, so I'm going to give you something for good fortune. Alright, who else? Is the world getting safer or riskier? No.
In perspective of,
What do you think?
for me po, safer.
Safer.
In perspective of siguro medical, kasi there's a lot of studies right now that outweighs yung things that are, yung mga ganyan. And then, but if you're going to talk to investments, I think I don't have much information to have an opinion about it.
Since you talk about health, I'm going to give you something for good health.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, who else? Safer or riskier?
Tingin ko po safer.
Safer din.
Yes, kasi po, kung titignan po natin, kapag long term po yung mindset natin, which is sumasabay kasi siya sa inflation rate. Yun po yung advantage po. Kapag nag-i-invest tayo, kasi yung pera natin, kung i-compare po natin sa mga guaranteed, yung value niya in the future is hindi na siya hindi siya valuable pagdating ng mga 20 years, 10 years from now. Unlike pagka long term po yung outlook natin, parang way back 2018, may client po ako, nagsabi siya, alam mo, nakabili daw siya during 1996, PLDT daw yata is parang 25 pesos per share, parang ganon. Sabi niya, 2018 daw, sabi niya, that's 2,800 na daw yung per share. So parang ilang 100,000 po yung kinita niya, magkano lang po yung puhunan niya sa 25 pesos per share yung mga panahon na yon. So yun naman po yun.
Salamat. Alright, I'll give you this one.
Thank you po.
Okay. Siguro for the last participants, let's ask from the online participants. So yung unang sasagot, whether it's safer or riskier, and then give the reason, will be the winner.
Maria Cristina
Come on.
Nunes.
Ayan. Ruel Lopena is the winner. Padala na lang sir. Okay, congratulations. Now, siguro hindi tayo nagkaintindihan, no? I'm not talking about investments. So siguro I really did a good job convincing you that over the long term it's gonna be safer, no? But I'm talking about the world in general. Right? Now, just the other day, I remember reading the news that, Iran would launch this massive barrage of rocket toward Israel, and then Israel will retaliate, etc., etc. And then suddenly you had this news from the South China Sea, where you had this Chinese Army Navy running the Philippine port. Ganyan ba? No? So we're talking about the world in general. Right? Is it really going to be safer or riskier? Now, if you look at the consensus, it's going to be riskier going forward. Right? There's actually two major drivers of changes in the world. Drivers are what we say that cause the additional risk or making it safer. First, obviously, would be technology. No? Nabanggit ni Ma'am kanina that because of medical advances, the world could be safer, people would be healthier. Pero alam niyo, impact niyan on the financial advisory side. Now, normally, tinuturo po namin ito sa RFP. No? Whenever you advise clients to save money for retirement, the rule of thumb normally is to save money for what? For how many years? Normally 10 years. Kaya sabi natin, sir, this is your target. When you want to save money for retirement, you need to have provisions that will last for at least 10 years. Right? Now, this statement was made during the time when the average lifespan in the world is just around 72. Alam nyo ngayon, because of this improved healthcare, new medicine, new surgical procedure, etc., etc., ang projection by the year 2050, the average lifespan could reach 90. So yung mga kliyente kinakausap natin ngayon, telling them that the best advice would be to save money for, for 10 years provision. By the time magre-retire na sila, pupulangin na. Now, in that context, is the world getting safer? It's safer maybe because there's new medicine, pero mas malaki ang strain on financial resources. I think that is where we come in as financial advisor. Now, the second driver. Oops. Alright, is globalization. Sino po sa inyo ang hindi pa nakakapunta sa 168? Now, globalization might be a good thing in the sense that it gives us access to cheaper goods, more choices, etc., etc. No? Pero meron ding downside yan. No? In the 1980s, I remember, a lot of my relatives was in the garment business. They're doing well. Garment yan eh. No? Suddenly, what happened? Nagkaroon ng globalization. We suddenly allowed the import of cheaper goods from China. Alam niyo, sa mga relatives ko na may garment business, mga 4 sila, lahat sila na-bankrupt. Why? Why would people buy something made locally for 80 pesos when you can buy this for 20 pesos or 160? Same quality. So while globalization in a sense can be good, meron din siyang downside. Right? Well, I think this is relevant to us, access to capital. Alam po ba ninyo yung percentage of foreign interest sa ating local stock market? How every time you see trading in a given day, let's say today, the total trading volume is 1 billion pesos. For example, would you know how much of those 1 billion is really Filipinos? And how much of those 1 billion are foreigners? Wala alam ninyo. Latest data show, ang foreign portion of trading in a regular trading day sa ating Philippine Stock Exchange is almost 60%. So 40% ka ng Pinoy, 60% are foreign funds. You know how much risk are we facing kapag ganyan ang case now? These foreign funds does not have any loyalty. They're just in the market for the simple reason of they want to make money. Let's say today, ang ganda-ganda ng mga economic forecast natin sa Pilipinas, GDP, blah, blah, good, we have this, increase in research, etc., etc. Ang ganda ng forecast sa Pilipinas, lahat will come in. When they start coming in, what do you think would be its effect on the market? Will it go up or go down?
Up.
It will go up. A lot of people buying it, di ba? Akit yan. Suddenly, nagkaroon ng problema sa BPM. Addict daw na. And fund managers started losing confidence. I don't want to be led by a leader na ang dami niya sa TikTok. Ganyan daw. So they suddenly decided to leave the Philippine market. What do you think will happen? They would start selling. If they start selling, what do you think will happen to the market? Up or down?
Down.
Sino na-penalize? Yung mga long-term investors. Tayo. Uy, bigla mo magsak ang market, tatawagan ka ng pinili mo. Jeff, ano lang naman yan? 10 years na ako naka-invest sa fund mo. Lugi pa din ako. Well, we're telling them that over the long term, they will make money. Jeff, I don't believe you anymore. You're a liar. So, babalikan natin siya. Sabi nila, portfolio review, reviewin mo mukha mo. Lugi na Making our lives difficult. Alright. So, saying that, the best way to build wealth is really to stay in the market over the long term, but changes happen. And every time there's changes, ano nangyayari? There's going to be an increase in uncertainty. May araw pa kaya bukas? Bulubog ba ang buwan bukas? A lot of uncertainty. Exposure to new risk. Disruption of stability. Ika lang, in spite of all of this, there's going to be opportunities. Ano ang risk niya sa atin? Right? You're advising your client that over the long term, this is the best thing that we need to do. You need to save money for retirement. If earlier I'm telling you 10 years is enough, no, this time we go back to them and tell them you need to save at least, that's enough for 20 years. Pero mahaba lifespan eh. Now, two issues that would affect us personally, that would affect your clients personally are these two issues. Number one, financial market challenges and changes in personal circumstances. These are the risks we face if we become long-term investor. Ano ba yan? Financial market challenges. Again, this is just 20 years. Alam ba ninyo, just in the last 20 years, there are 4 to 5 major global financial crises. Every time may crisis, how do you react? Yung mga tumitingin na sa market ng mga early 2000, you might have remember the dot-com bubble. No? This was the first crisis of this century.
Nervous.
Panic.
Suddenly, stocks dropping, overvaluation, yung mga dot-com yan, bagsakan, and it led to a global stock market meltdown. Recover siya. Suddenly, nagkaroon naman ng problema sa Europe. You still remember pigs? The countries that almost went bankrupt, you remember that? It's 5 European countries. What are PIG stands for? Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Greece, and Spain. For the first time in history, we are witnessing the possible bankruptcy of a country. Grabe yan. If a companies go bankrupt, businesses lose money, but if a country files for bankruptcy, this is major. And then, subprime. Lastly, yung COVID, pandemic, lockdown, all of this. And all of this is bad for the market. And all of this challenges the faith and confidence of the long-term investor. Now, pag-usapan muna natin konti yung investment. Now, for any investment decision that you make, you need to understand there's two price points. The price when you enter the market and the price when you exit the market. Okay, this would ensure you become wealthy. Right? Ano ba ang common rule dyan? Ang common rule dyan is very straightforward. You need to sell higher than your buying price. Tama po ba? Alright, but market changes everything. Ngayon nakakit, bukas babagsak. How can you ensure that you get the best entry price? Which one do you think is more important, the entry or the exit? Entry or exit? Okay. Kung naniniwala tayo sa prinsipyo ni Warren Buffett and all of those people who became wealthy, over the long term, there's nothing to worry about the exit because why? It's gonna be high. Tama? So if you want to set aside or you want to put into practice certain strategies, ano dapat galawin natin? What intervention should we do? We need to ensure that we have the best entry price possible. Tama? Kasi once we get the best entry price possible, it would set the foundation for future profit. You agree?
Yes.
Okay? But what you must remember is that we are not talking about one price. It can be a series of prices. So anong strategy dyan? Okay, first of all, I know you're very familiar with this cost averaging. Ano bang objective ng cost averaging? You buy into the market in a series of regular investment. Ano objective mo? You want to improve yung average entry price mo because the lower it is, the better for you. Now, the second approach to manage the investment side of getting rich is what? Asset allocation. You heard about asset allocation. Alam niyo, one of my early mistakes when I was with PAMI so many years ago was that yung pinakaunang kliyente ko doon was a lady who told me she was a very conservative investor. Sabi sa akin, pero wala pa kami ng mga sinasagutan. Tatanungin mo lang, ma'am, anong klaseng investor ka? Sabi niya, conservative. Right. Marami tayong fund, di ba? So, pag conservative ang investor, ano ang nire-recommenda natin?
Ban.
Ban, di ba? Ma'am, dahil conservative ka, ban fund ang bibigay ko sa'yo. You know, in 1995, I was so very happy because she invested 500,000 pesos. Malaking bagay noong 1995. So every year, no, just like you, I go back to the client, give reports, blah, 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 blah. Oh, ganito na, bad fund. Di ba? Ito kung may report natin madami. Anyway, by the end of the year 2000, when she was about to retire, she asked me her fund value. So I happily told her, Ma'am, alam niyo yung 500,000 na binigay niyo sa akin noong 1995, by the end of 2020, it's now worth 1.6 million. Oh, galing, di ba? You earn so much. Pero alam niyo, tama kaya ang ginawa ko noong 1995? No. When the client told me that she was conservative, I promptly recommended the bond fund. Tama ba yung ginawa ko?
No.
Did I make a correct advice? Did I make the right recommendation? Tama ba?
No.
Isa na ako nagkamali.
Long term kasi eh.
Long term.
I forgot to ask her time horizon.
Yes.
Kung sinabi ni ma'am sa akin noong 1995, Jeff, itong 500,000 na to is for my retirement. Ma'am, when are you retiring? 25 years from now. Had I asked that question, ano dapat ang ginawa ko? Now, even though she would have told me she is a conservative investor, there's other conservative approach naman in the market other than a bond fund. Alam niyo, nung pinumpit ko, what if in 1995, ang binigay ko sa kanya, instead of a bond fund, ang equity fund, kaya magkano kita?
3 million.
Instead of 1.6 million, dapat 8.5 million!
Wow.
Oh my God.
We learn from our mistakes. Right? Ito ang talagang meat ng ating pag-uusapan. Right now, for a long-term investor, it's very easy to say, Sir, gusto mong yumaman 20 years. But you know, 20 years is a long time. Ano mangyayari sigurado sa kliyente ninyo in the next 20 years? Tatanda siya. Sigurado yan. Kasi nung kliyenteng kausapin nyo, in the next 20 years, tatanda ba siya o hindi?
Tanda. Yes.
And when people get old, what happened? Unang-una, their capacity, their ability to hold on to a long-term investment diminishes. Siguro lumalapit na siya sa kanyang retirement date, he cannot be that aggressive anymore. Diba? 65 years old na siya eh. Nagbigay sa inyo ng pera, 40. Nag-antay ng 20 years. Now, malapit na siya mag-60. Dahil malapit na niyang gamitin yung pera, he cannot be very aggressive anymore. Why? Because if he committed a mistake, it's very hard to recover anymore. Imagine, malugi ka, 60 ka na, 65, nalugi ka. Paano ka pa mag-i-start all over again? Another 20 years, ba't mabubuhay ka pa up to 80? Now, second, as people get older, yung propensity to get sick becomes higher. Alam ba ninyo, one of the studies made on retired people is that yung kanilang retirement money, on the average, 40 to 50% will be spent on health care. 40 to 50%. So yung 10 years na pinag-upunan mo, magkasakit ka lang, kalahati niyan, lusaw agad. 36. What is the significance of this number? Ang makahula may premyo, kanya na yung pag-imang prayers.
Ito, premyo.
36. Just a wild guess. Anong significance niya? Oh. Ayan, hula lang. Go. Oh, parang may premyo. Oh, yan.
Just a wild guess.
Wild guess kayo.
Kasi di ba, 33 years old si Jesus Christ when he go out sa desert. And then he stayed like there for like, I'm not sure if that's 3 years. Tapos 36 daw is the age for people who go for fulfillment. Parang they're checking for their purpose, mga ganun po. So, wild guess lang naman.
Sabay po. Sige po. Layo.
Sir.
Probably for the best time to start investing.
Boy, best time to start investing, medyo malayo dito.
That is the peak of our life.
Pick up our life.
From
Ibig sabihin ako 60 na, wala na akong
36
pag-asa.
Down to retirement.
I won't keep you guessing anymore.
May mga guess sa chat box.
Sa chat box.
Shadow.
36-week lifespan, 36 years to prepare for retirement. Emergency fund, 36 months to death.
Is the ano?
Right? It's your prime years.
Significant
Magic
to
number
start.
for preparing retirement. Best time of your life.
Yes. Best time.
3 years. Age ko. Alright. Now, to keep, para di tayo masyadong mag-guess, no? 36. Oh, sasabihin ko na ba? Sige na. Sige. One guess. Baka mapanalo ninyo itong umbrella.
This is the age where yung euphoria stage,
Mhm.
wherein nag-enjoy ka, malakas ka, and everything is okay.
Pick up life.
Mhm.
Well, at the same time, this is your age wherein the expenses arises.
Mhm.
Kaya ito yung age wherein nag-up and down yung emotions mo dahil because of everything that parang yun yung nakikita ko based on that age.
Alright. First of all, this is not age.
Oh my.
Okay? Ano itong 36 na hindi to,
Babalik pa
diba?
rin yata yan.
36 is the number of major life challenges that each and every one of us will go through in our lifetime. If you start counting yung mga major life challenges natin, it's going to come to around 36. Now, saan ang galing to? It actually came from the research done by Brad Sternberg. Pero itong life changes, this is not, hindi siya yung masama, no? Life changes are what? The time you graduated from college, no? You lost your job, nagkaroon ng crisis, no? You decided to go abroad to work. Sabi ni Ma'am Claire, na heartbreak ka. Ito yung mga life changes na pinag-uusapan natin. Right? So on the average, each one of us will go through 36 different life challenges in our lifetime. Right? Pero po ngayong hapon, hindi po natin pag-uusapan yung heartbreak. Ang pag-uusapan po natin would be the low probability, high financial impact events in our life. Ito pa yung mga events na mangyayari sa atin na may impact po sa ating financial security. Now, what are these? This could be an accident. This could be your house burning. Yan, ganyan. Ito po pag-uusapan natin. Now, let me now start sharing the story of those 5 ideas. No? Now, why is the iPhone very successful in the first place? Una, because of the great marketing story that was created. People understood, people appreciated the features and benefit on how it can be used to enhance their life. Yan ang kulang natin eh. We lack the stories. No? Kasi alam mo, life insurance is an intangible product. Intangible yan eh. Ano ibig sabihin intangible? Can you hold it?
No.
Anong kulay ng life insurance? Do you know?
No.
What's the smell? Right? We can only demonstrate its product or features by stories. So I'm going to share with you 5 stories. Hopefully you would pick up some ideas that will help you land your next 1 million peso policy. Okay ba?
Yes.
Alright, first idea. This is actually my first case. Share ko lang sa inyo. Nabanggit na, natanong si Greg kanina, what is the sentiment of the market? Health insurance, it's true. No? I had this prospect na kinakausap ko. Sabi niya, Jeff, ang dami-dami ko ng insurance. You know, I'm rich already. You know, whatever you're offering me, I can afford. Sabi ni Mike, who is a 40-year-old entrepreneur, na-adapt niya yung negosyo niya to the new normal and now it's thriving. No? So what he wanted to do because of the pressure or the risk he saw during the pandemic period, he wanted to set up a health fund. Ang sabi niya, oh sige, itong health fund ko, this is him talking to himself. I will set aside 10 million peso first, and then I'm gonna put in 1 million additional every year to offset rising medical costs. Para in 10 years, I will have 20 million of health fund. Yan ang plano niya. Okay. As a financial advisor, how can you help this guy? Can you help him? May plano na siya eh. No? Alam na niya that he needs to set up provisions for his health That's why he decided to set aside immediately 10 million for his personal health fund. Dahil umaakyat ang presyo ng mga gamot, etc., he's gonna put in 1 million every year until umabot ng 20 million yung kanyang health fund. Can you help this guy? How? How can you help him? Right now, may konting problema lang dito. He wanted to build his health fund over 20 years, right? By putting 1 million peso every year. What if, at the start of his building period, nagkaroon agad siya ng sakit? Critical illness, what would happen? Saan niya kukunin yung panggamot niya? Siyempre sa health fund niya. So pwede mangyari, pwedeng ma-deplete agad eh. And it might affect his ability to continue building it up kasi may sakit na eh. Kaya asan ang risk doon? Right? The risk happening before the finances is ready. Right? So anong positioning natin dito? Anong kwento natin dito? Alam mo sir, in your health fund, okay lang pag minor illnesses. I'm sure you can afford that. Now, what you cannot afford to take on as a risk is the risk of a critical illness, for example. Right? Since ang target mo is to have 20 million in health fund to cover all types of disease that would affect you, i-pass on mo na yung risk of those expensive treatments related to critical illness, i-pass on mo to somebody. Ano ba objective? Health fund, right? Pero in terms of the financial impact, ano yung malaking financial impact? Critical illness, kung ubo, lang mo lang kwenta yan di ba? Vitamin C lang, good ka na malit ang gastos. Ano ba yung role natin as financial advisors? We take care of the financial risk of the client. In this particular case, ano financial risk niya? That early on in his building up stage, bigla na siya magkaroon ng critical illness. If that happened, anong risk niya? Unang-una, madideplete agad yan. Pangalawa, yung ability niya to continue building it up, baka wala na. Okay? So, anong may tutulong natin? Sir, ipasa nyo sa amin yung risk.
Yes.
Of critical illness. You don't have to take the risk. The money is still yours. This is still your health fund. What you're actually doing is just what? Passing on the risk. Good idea. Ipasa nyo sa amin.
Yes.
Kasi alam nyo, to us, it's not really important. I will explain to you the reason later. Anong kwento dyan? Anong idea dyan? Anong role natin as a life insurance advisor? Okay, we help clients mitigate risk. How? By taking on the bigger risk. Sasabihin ng kliyente, Jeff, alam mo, I can afford it. I'm sure, sir, you can afford, but would you rather use your money or use our money for your treatment? Yeah, I see people writing, pag 1 million yen, ano, ha? Just some notes, no?
Use your money or use.
When I was a newly coded agent, one of the things that miffed me is that as a starting rookie, ang babang binigay sa akin yung medical non-med authority. Jeff, rookie ka pa lang. Okay, ang non-med authority mo, 500,000 muna. Level 1. And to get to the more significant non-medical authority, I need to get to level 8. Ang layo pa. Alam mo, in the beginning, I view that as a negative. Alam mo, ma'am, I'm telling my manager, ang baba naman itong NMA na binigay sa akin, mahirapan ako magbenta. Now, the reason why I'm having that particular apprehension is because I'm thinking like a salesman. Ang iniisip ko, the non-medical authority would hinder yung ability ko to sell large policies in the beginning. Kasi pag NMA, di ba, wala ng medical niya, ang bilis ng benta eh. But you know, the non-medical authority is actually a selling tool. When I was starting, the first persons I went to offer my products are my friends who are quite rich. Ito yung mga high net worth individuals. I started talking about investment and nobody is interested. Alam niyo bakit? I later realized that for rich people, hindi na mahalaga yung additional 2-3% earnings because they have a lot already. Now, if you want to tap into this market, what you need to tap into is their fear of loss, not gain. Kasi alam mo, sir, pag bumili ka nitong aking BUL, you earn 4% more. So it's not gonna be interesting to them. Pero sir, if you get this particular product, blah, 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 product, if you get sick, we cover everything. Between the two, the later story is more powerful. Right? Now, how do you use medical underwriting as a selling tool? Alam mo, sir, i-consider mo itong policy ko, no? I'm proposing that you get a 10 million coverage. And for that, I'm gonna give you the full medical exam required for that policy. Alam niyo, mga mayayaman, tuwan-tuwa sa mga free yan. Free, complete, executive exam, oo, agad yan. Now, how do you use medical underwriting as a tool? Alam mo saan, ako nang bahala dito sa executive check-up mo. We'll make sure, we'll find out any possible problems that will affect your health. Yan, kompleto. After the medical exam, healthy client. How do you use that as a selling? Alam mo, sir, i-lock in na natin kapag healthy ka. Who can say what can happen to Bono? Ito yung mga results, sir. Alam mo, with this result of your exam, it can actually entitle you to a much higher corporate. Hindi lang 10, pwedeng 15 million. Nakabenta tayo eh.
Benta.
Hindi lang benta. This is millions na benta. You get the idea, medical underwriting is actually a selling tool to convince a client to lock in yung benefit of his good health. So, baka bukas, next week, suddenly, meron pala kayo ganyang sakit. If that happens, sir, kayo na magagastos, hindi na kami. Diba? If you get the policy now, and whatever illnesses you have in the near future, sagot namin yan. Good idea? Okay. Next. Ito would typically be useful. Marami kayong kakilalang Chinese businessmen. Family-owned Chinese businesses, you know a lot? Yes. No? Ito, nagamit ko din ito. May kliyente ako, there are about 3 brothers. No? The 3 brothers inherited this company from their parents. So when they inherited, tapos lahat, ito mga pangalan, hinula ko lang for anonymity purposes. No? Si Anton and Bob are the older brothers. Sila kontento na sa negosyo nila, 300 million company, okay na yan. Pero yung bunso nila, si Chris, nag-aral sa Amerika. So meron siya mga bagong ideas on how to expand the business. Ito, mga kuya, gawin natin ito, ganyan, we have to improve our product line, etc., etc. I-outvoted siya. Yung dalawang kuya niya, ayaw, siya lang ang may gusto. Right? So, anong pwedeng gawin dito? How can we help this family as advisors? Now, to kickstart the endeavor, ang kailangan ni Chris, the youngest one, that is a capital of 100 million. Yan ang punang kailangan niya eh. Which is equivalent to his share of the business. Magkano yung negosyo nila? 300. Ilan sila magkakapatid? 3. So magkano ang share ng bawat isa? 100. Which incidentally is also the amount of capital the youngest son needed to start his own business. How can you help him? How can you help the family?
Protection.
Keyman Insurance. Magkano ang worth ni Chris sa negosyo nila?
100.
Can you prove that? How do you prove that? You prove that using our financial underwriting. Tama? Pag ina-underwrite financially, what are the documents required? ITR, etc., etc., your assets, blah, blah, blah. You need to prove that you're really worth 100 million. And you really need to prove that yung value mo to the business is 100 million. If you do that, you can get a Keyman insurance. Ano ibig sabihin yan? The company will buy an insurance, coverage of 1 million. Sino beneficiary? Company. Kasi binibigay mo yung 100 million. Right? So what the company will do now is to give Chris 100 million in capital in exchange for 1/3 of the new company. Ano collateral? Yung Keyman. So everybody happy? Yes. The company is now secure that whatever happened, the 100 million will be paid. Para bang in-advance mo na yung share niya, o sa inyo yan, which na tayo? Ito na 100 million. Pero with this 100 million, I want 1/3 of the company. So what happens, syempre, fairy tale story ito, di ba? So maganda ending. So after a while, yung future direction, which is the new company, increased to 9-fold. So for 100 million, ano na worth niya ngayon kung 9-fold? 900 million. Eh yung share nila, 1/3, magkano na worth nito? 1/3 of 900 is how much? 300. So magkano original worth ng company? 300 plus 300 would happen? 600. Were you able to create wealth?
Yes.
Anong tool na ginamit mo? Alam ba ng kliyente yan na kaya natin gawin yan? Right? If you're still after we need to be creative. Alright, just some word on financial underwriting. Alright, this applies to most family-held businesses. Again, lock in the business value. Mag-Keyman ka na habang kumikita kumpanya. Ano requirement ng Keyman? You need to show proof you really worth that much, right or wrong? Right, diba? Alright, kailan mo gustong ma-evaluate ka? Nung kumikita ka, siyempre, dahil malaki ang dineclare mong tax, madami asset mo, etc., etc. That increases your value. That increases your human life value. Ito, tanong lang ha. Whose life is, ano ba sasabihin ko? Ayoko maging insensitive, no? Kaninang buhay ang mas mahal? Ang buhay ng isang janitor o buhay ng presidente ng kumpanya? Whose life is more valuable? Valuable na lang. Yung buhay ng janitor o buhay ng presidente ng kumpanya?
Buhay ng presidente ng kumpanya.
Janitor.
Life is really without, value. No? Pero pagdating sa mathematics kasi, pagdating sa insurance, compute natin yan.
Yes.
Right? Now, how do you assess the human value of a janitor? Titignan mo yung kanyang income, projected income for the next 10 years, yung asset niya, etc., etc., and you come up with a number.
Yes.
Paano mo ina-assess ang value ng isang presidente ng kumpanya? Again, the same way. Wala namang bias, and you look at the income, you look at the assets, you come up with a number. Using that mathematical approach, kaninong buhay ang mas valuable?
President.
Buhay ng presidente o buhay ng janitor?
Buhay ng presidente.
Right? Do you know this is a selling tool? May mga kakilala kayong very successful. Meron kayong kakilalang very successful professional, nagpa-file ng mga taxes. Yan, alam mo, sir, bilip ako sa iyo, you're one of the top architect in the Philippines. Pero being the top architect in the Philippines does not mean anything if he doesn't have income. Alam mo, sir, yung ITR na pinay mo this year, yung binayad mo 10 million in taxes, we can actually monetize that. What do you mean by monetize? Instead na binayad mo na wala na nangyari, pwede mong perahin. Because the 10 million that you paid in taxes makes you worth 200 million today. You know that because of the taxes that you paid, from our company's perspective, you're worth 200 million, and we could grant you a 200 million life coverage because that's your value. Is financial underwriting a tool? A selling tool?
Yes.
Okay? How? You use that to lock in human life value, lock in. Kasi kung nalapitan mo yung very famous architect na kakilala mo, nung palapos na siya, yan ang papagawa ng project sa kanya. Instead of earning 200 million a year, he's now earning swerte na sa 1 million a year. And you approach him. Ano na human life value niya at that time? 1 million na lang. Okay? So, sino prospect dito? Look at the people that you know. Successful people. These people should monetize their human life value while they are still successful. Alam mo, sir, successful ka ngayon. You can prove that you work so much. Now is the time. I-lock in natin yung value mo as a human being. Can you use that? Pwede ba? Next. Ito naman, si Dave. Si Dave, kumpare ko to eh, no? Ito, totoong kumpare ko to. He's a real estate developer. He was so good in doing his thing that at one time, yung negosyo niya umabot na sa 800 million worth. Pero may mga projects siyang ginawa and then nalugi siya. So right now, his company is now worth 500 million. No, sabi ni Dave, siyempre nalugi na ng 300, medyo takot na to. Pero he has this one business idea that he thinks will work this time. Ako, I need one more chance in this game. So the story here, can you use life insurance to give somebody a second chance in his business?
Yeah.
Paano gagawin niya? The company is worth 500 million, so what's he gonna do is to get 250 million Keyman Insurance on his own life with the company as beneficiary. His own life, 250. Next step, he's gonna sell 250 million worth of assets from his company. Magkano kumpanya niya? 500. Pag sinare niya yung 250 million worth of assets, magkano natira? 250. Ano ba gusto niya? Pag namatay ako, yung mga anak ko magmamana ng 500 million. So how do you replace that? Keyman. So pag namatay siya, with the remaining 250, magkano matatanggap ng pamilya niya? 500. Pero what's the difference now? He have generated 250 million in new capital. So nagaling 250 million na new capital. Binenta niya kalahati eh. Ha? Siyempre, fairy tale story ito. The business became prosperous. Yay! Pero what did you just do? Did you help this company generate fresh capital? Did you give Dave a chance, a second chance at his business? Pag ganyan ang kwento natin, do you think people will say, no, I'm not interested? Alam mo, sir, I'm gonna give you a way to generate fresh capital for your business. Life insurance ba pinag-usapan natin? No, I'm helping you raise capital. I'm helping you generate capital. You think you know somebody like this? Na-upload sa akin yung 1 million? Alright. So just some notes. No? This is another Keyman application. Alam mo, in my days as an advisor, I just sold maybe 7 or 8. Most of them are Keyman. Most of them. This is one way to monetize human life value. Tanong ko nga sa inyo kanina, anong buhay ang mas valuable? Buhay ng janitor o buhay ng presidente ng kumpanya? Whatever your answer is going to be subjective. But if you prove it, how? Financial underwriting. Now, provides opportunity. This is your value added. Now, you provided fresh funds. Sige, sir, one more time. Ito, siguro alam niyo ng kwento to. One of the people I know, bata pa siya no? Pero nung nakita niya yung effects ng pandemic, talagang nag-worry siya Breadwinner kasi siya if something happened to me, what happens to my family? A lot of his friends died because of COVID and he saw the effects. Hindi nga alam, si Ed kasi wala pang masyadong savings pero he wanted to ensure himself, at least give him the peace of mind, that if something happens to him, hindi magpapabayaan yung pamilya niya. Can we help him? Can we help him? Yan, meron na nga dyan kausap. Pero anong storya nito? Again, going back to Ben Feldman. Ben Feldman is one of my favorite mentors. Yung nanong deaths na siya. Now, one of the things that he said is that life insurance is buying time. It's buying time. If you need time to build an estate, then you need life insurance. Life insurance will give a breadwinner the ability to create an instant estate. If you tell a breadwinner, alam mo sir, I see you working so hard. No? I know you're doing this for your family. Malaki siguro pangarap mo for your family. Alam sir, alam mo, the risk that you're facing right now is what? If something happened to you, lahat ng pangarap mo sa kanila nang mawawala. Sabi niya, sir, alam mo, hindi naman ganun kalaki pa yung savings ko Pero I really wanted to ensure my children have a great future. How can you help them? Can you help them? Yeah. So we have a product here that will allow you to build an instant estate. You will have time to build the estate. Value. Ito favorite ko. Ito yung nagpa-MBRT sa akin. Kwento ko lang sa inyo. Again, fictitious name. May kliyente ako, meron siyang 17-year-old na anak. Si Marcus, let's name him Marcus. Pasaway. Ayaw makinig sa kanya. Alam naman yung mga militant ngayon, mas magaling pa sa magulang, ganyan. Kaya siyempre, ama, hindi niya pwedeng pabayaan. So si Marcos, may konting street of business acumen. So kinausap din ng masingganan yung anak ni Marcos, pare, anak, alam mo, kung magbabago ka lang, I'm gonna give you 3 life opportunity. In 3 critical junctures of your life, I will give you business capital. At age 30, age 40, and age 50, bibigyan kita ng kapital. For the first capital I gave you at age 30, gawin mo lang kung ano gusto mong gawin. It doesn't matter, malugi ka man o hindi. At age 40, I'm gonna give you another set of capital. Do what you need to do, no matter what happened. Okay, last chance at age 50, last set of capital. Can you help this guy? He wanted to give his son 3 life chances, 3 life opportunity by providing business capital at 3 critical junctures in his life at age 40, 50, 30, 40, and 50. Can you help this guy?
Yes.
How? Na to diba? Application nila is simple. One single pay, 10 million at 8%. Age 17 and age 30, this is the fund value. So, partial redemption of 10 million. Negosyo, nalugi, hindi nalugi, doesn't matter. Age 40, 20 million. Pagdali. Negosyo, nalugi, doesn't matter. At age 50, sige, 87 million. So what is the story here? The parent can demonstrate their love long after they're gone. Ano ba yung yan ba nagagawa ng financial advisor? Is this something that you can do? Is this a story that you can tell?
Yes.
Pero for this to work, you need a life insurance funded trust account. Why? May mga instruction eh. If you just open the account under the son's name, no guarantee that the withdrawal will be made at the time stated. So this policy should be in a trust account. It's called a life insurance funded trust. So the beneficiary of the policy is not the son, it's the trust account. But the trust account will have instructions already to release 10 million when Marcos reached age 30, 20 million kapag nag-40 siya, and the balance kapag nag-50 siya, lahat nasa trust account. To ensure yung wishes of the parent is fulfilled. Can you tell this story? Can this bring you your next 1 million peso funds? Yes. Yes, kayo dyan. Pare, yes. Alright. Bilis ng kwento ko. And now my last slide. No? You know Tony Gordon. Favorite ko din siya. Anyway, this is one of his famous answer to a prospect who told him, alam mo, Tony, I don't believe in insurance. Yung sagot niya is classic. This is actually, part of the book that I read. No? Sabi ni Tony Gordon, you don't have to believe in life insurance because it is not a religion. No? This is simply risk management. Right? We transfer the risk from families who cannot afford it to insurance companies who can. Right? That's all it is at your age. For example, for every 100 people insured, 1 will die. Pero for the life insurance, it doesn't matter because if that person died, 99 is still there. Tama, paying their premium. Pero if you happen to be the one who died, the loss to your family is 100%. Risk management. So this is why it is important, right? You've seen trading, you've seen investing, you build wealth, right? But wealth is built over time. You don't want to lose your chances at reaching your goal because of one single catastrophic event. To prevent that, can we help as financial advisors? Ito ang value added natin. Sir, you go ahead and do your thing. You want to build wealth, go ahead. But as your financial advisors, let us make sure there's no catastrophic event that would derail your future plans. This is our story. Can you tell this story? Very good. All right, so that ends my presentation. Can you please closing your 1 million, next 1 million peso policy, send me a message if I can help, I will help you. Right? Now, mag-plug lang ako sa galing, nagpaalam ko kay Agnes.
Sige po.
I'm also the president of PFAP for this year. So on May 22, we have the annual PFAP Congress. This is now the 19th time we're doing this. For this year, we have a fantastic lineup of speakers. Sa May 22 sa Sofitel, we have, siyempre, IC Commissioner Regalado who will talk about the latest, industry development. Ito, very interesting, si Tangunan. Tangunan is the BSP Deputy Governor for Digital Payments. There are actually some opportunities there that we can take advantage of. Si Jong Merida, kilala niyan. Si Gay Martinez is the Chief Marketing Officer of Insular Life. No? I don't know if you're aware of the Shiros program of Insular Life. No? They made a lot of study on the women market. And one of the things they discovered during their study, this is Philippine data, is that as of today, 54% of assets in the Philippines is already controlled by women. 54%. Now look at your own client base. Sa inyong client base, ilan ang lalaki, ilan ang babae? Kung mas marami pa kayong kliyenteng lalaki, you're missing a lot. Right? So si Kay will share her data. We have Kristen Lichu from Sun Life. Cherry Briñas is a double TOT from Manulife. Double TOT. Narinig mo na ba yun? Hindi lang TOT, double TOT, and she's gonna share her secrets. Branchi Domingo is the head of Access Elite Agency. Ito para sa leaders. No? She's gonna teach us on how to recruit, etc. etc. Sandra, ito si Sandra Arario, kapatid ni Atom. She's the Chief Investment Officer of Atron. Ibibigay niya sa atin yung kanyang forecast for both the domestic and foreign market in the next 3 months. So we have a fantastic lineup of speakers. I hope you attend. Right? Salamat po. Thank you.
Before Sir Jeff will take his seat, I would like to open the floor for a couple of questions. 2 questions max. Okay, sino pong may tanong on-site? Okay, meron? Okay, Sir Dante, go for it.
Sir, good afternoon. Ano po yung point of opinion sa BTID?
Buy term difference. Right? It's good as an idea because it promises a lot of savings for the clients. Okay? But if you took that approach, buy term invest the difference, you are the one taking the investment risk. And the taking of investment risk over the long term, as we have shown earlier, is also risky for the part of the investor. Right? So if the intention is protection from the very beginning, buy term and invest the difference does not make sense in the sense that merong additional risk. You're taking on what if the investment that you took went wrong? Would you still have premiums to pay in the future? Yeah. Ano ba kailangan talaga ng kliyente? Protection. He wants to be insured that starting today and for the eternity, I'm protected without any risk.
Yeah.
Follow up?
Yeah, follow. Most people are interested about investment. That's the reason they go to the BTID kasi may insurance na daw sila tapos yung, for example, they have 1 million. They put it in the investment, the stock market, and then so that it can pay off for the other expenses. That's most of the reasons that they say. But we cannot because, for example, in my case, like, hindi ko naman pipilit yung kliyente. May mga clients naman ako taga sasabihin nila, kumpleto na ako sa insurance eh. I'll just go for the pure investment. So when I asked one client, he said, I'll just go for the equity rather than the insurance. Anyway, I'm fully covered. So pagdating doon para na, wala, stop na ako. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, ako din, I won't know what to do. We face a lot of risk going forward. No, siguro the most probable risk that we will be facing as we age, as we grow older, is a chance for us to get sick. Right? Yes. Alright. Sabi ng kliyente mo, I'd rather invest my money, I'm going to do a better job than you guys because, you know, I'm an expert investor eh. But remember, this guy would still get old, no matter his skill level. And when he gets old, he might still get sick. Huh? When he gets sick, what would he rather spend? His money or our money? Which would he rather spend? Pera niya o pera natin? Hindi, asin. Sir, ang galing mo mag-invest. Okay, kudos to you. I'm sure you're the greatest investor in the world. Kung alam mo sir, over time you get sick, you get old. And when you get old, the chances of you getting sick becomes higher. Okay? Once you get sick, right? Huwag sanang critical illness. Sinong gusto mong gumastos? Anong gusto mong gastusin? Pera mo, pera namin? Maybe that's how I'm gonna answer. Paano?
Alright, thank you very much.
May bayad yan. May bayad.
Let's have one more question from the audience. So, I think we have a couple from the Q&A section. Let's try to check it out. No. Okay, how about live? Ayan, sa guest speaker din natin kanina.
Mas marami akong natutunan sa inyo.
It's not an answer. To may add doon, pag sinabi niya, di ba yung ang sagot ni Sir is, would you like to pay for your illness? Ikaw or yung company? Ako po, pwede nating sabihin sa kanya, getting a health fund is also a way of protecting your investment. Kasi hindi mo siya magagamit eh. Ang magagamit mo, yung health fund mo. So, yun, pwede mo siyang gamitin yung skill para mas may tie siya na, at least mapoproteksyonan ko yung investment ko. Kasi pagka, syempre, isipin mo, tama si Sir, ang magagamit mo, yung sarili mo, pera, pidota, health fund. Pero pagka meron, technically, hindi ka magbabayad. Yung third party.
Risk transfer.
Yes. Transferring the risk.
That's why, ma'am, the best product we have for that is our ACP 100.
Alright.
Actually, gusto ko na opera si Sir ng ACP 100. Kaya Sir, usapan natin. Mayaman ka na, baka wala ka pa ACP 100. Deal? Okay. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you, Sir Danton. What a wonderful way to end this portion. But we have one more, okay, from our live audience. It's okay.
I-add ko lang, kahit wala nang ganito. Kasi normally, yan lagi yung sinasabi, yung VIP clients or more on VIP clients. Pero pinapabayaan ko lang siya sabihin niya yun kasi alam niya rin niya naman talaga yun, no? Yung mga VIPD. And then yung People's Republic money yun sa atin po. So, ako ginagawa ko po, mas lalo akong dinadagdagan, tinatanong ko siya lalo tungkol doon. So, parang nilalabas ko yung galing niya. So, parang, ay, ganun po ba yung survey ko lang po yung nalaman. Pero, in the end, ang ilalabas ko naman ngayon, yung alam ko, na, sir, ito po kasi protection. And then, since kilala ko naman po yung kahit, di ba, relational naman po yung natin, pagbibenta, pagbibigay natin ng service. So, sinasama ko na rin yung the whole family niya. Sir, ito po kasi yung gap dun sa entire family, members of the family. Ito po, si Ma'am ganito yung anak ko. Ito po yung gap na dito sa kabila. So, doon, nag-meet naman yung namin, yung aming pinag-uusapan. So, in the end, kuha pa rin siya. So, hindi ko siya kinokontra kung ano yung alam niya. Lalo ako naman, lalo nagtatanong sa kanya. So, in a way, parang natutuwa po siya sa akin kasi nagtatanong pa ako sa kanya. Parang ganun, sir. So, ano po, parang two-way lang siya para sa akin. Ganun po yung approach ko dun sa yung logo ni VIP clients natin. Yun po. Dagdag lang po yung baka makatulong sa yung future.
Thank you. Alright, thank you, Ma'am Beth. Okay, and thank you so much, sir, no? And for all the questions that we've received, maraming salamat. So sabi nga dito ng isang online audience natin, thanks so much for the great learnings, no? Pero din kanina, grabe po ang learning, no? Nag-uumapaw, siksik-klik-klik po talaga. Sana kaya pa ng memory. Okay, pwede magtaas lang tayo ng konti just to greet a couple of people. Alright, we also have here from Jovelyn, winner, and then lastly, we have one more. Okay, ayun, nasa taas. So from Chami naman, we have amazing sharing of knowledge and skills. Thanks po, sir, for the wonderful learning and training. Excited po ako sa sunod pong virtual training. So again, maraming salamat. So truly amazing to have not just one, but 3 amazing guests this afternoon. And with that, I'd like to call in front, of course, yung ating dalawang speakers kanina. We have MDRT Grape and MDRT Claire to join me in front. And also to join them, let me go ahead and call on our agency sales support director, Ms. Agnes Bautista, and of course, our chief agency officer, Sir Tim Crisologo, to present to our dear speakers our certificates. Let me just... Sorry. Ayan. Okay. Let me just read. Yes po. Ayan. Ito po. Ayan. Okay, great. And then we also have here for Ms. Claire. Ayan. So, let's take a photo lang po. Okay? Okay, so let me just read what's written on the certificate later on. So presented today to our guest speakers.
One step forward because of
Okay. There you go.
3. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. So once again, let's all give them a warmest round of applause for this afternoon session. And maraming salamat, Sir Jeff, MDRT Claire, and of course we have MDRT Great. Now, to complete our gathering this afternoon, babalik at babalik tayo sa North Star natin. Okay? So, and who better, close this program and redirect us other than our Chief Agency Officer, Sir Tim Crisalodon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone who's here. And of course, ilan na tayo nasa ano?
Close to 500.
Close to 500, no? Actually, just by having this event this afternoon, no, it's just the start, no, of the things that we would like to do, especially this quarter 2, no? Nakatulong ba ito sa inyo?
Yes.
Sa those in the online, nakatulong ba ito sa inyo? Just type yes. Yes po, yeah. Thank you very much. No? So, we're actually maximizing exposure, technology, no? Pero syempre, sabi nga nila, iba pa rin ng face-to-face. Diba? Kaya meron pa rin tayo dito. How, eventually, later on, we will all, try our best, no? To have more sessions like this, no? Because, like for example, kanina, I just came in, no? One scenario, you practically have 3 ways to handle it. No? Tatlo yung sumagot, iba-iba yung kanilang ways, no, of handling it, just to show everyone that there's no one perfect way on how to offer our product. But I think what's important, especially those who are online, no, and kayo na nandito, in events like this, sessions like this, what's important is you take one idea, one line that will actually work for you, and sulit na ito. You don't have to take in all. Okay? Some of it you are not comfortable with, no? Some of which okay sa'yo. The best way to say that this actually had an impact is if you actually use it.
Yes.
Yun lang yun, no? In any training that we do. And we're very lucky, no, on our first series of HIT. Itong session na to have the 3 speakers with us, no?
Yes.
And maraming salamat, no, for saying yes. Okay. Lalo na, of course, yung ating pinaka-senior na nag-share, si Sir Jeff, di ba? In fact, I've known Jeff, no, way back, even if I were at the other side, other company, no. I invited him actually, no, to speak to our MDRTs, etc. And I'd really like to thank him because, yung selflessness niya is always there. No? Ngayon, big time na siya ulit sa isang company, no, na alam natin. Pero despite that, he's very much willing to share with us. Of course, may dugong, naman di ba? May dugo naman na dumadali pa rin, di ba? Dito, no, sa, as far as this company is concerned. So, thank you very much, sir, no, with regards to this. And I do know that we still need a lot of this, no? Maybe different speakers, but the fact that we get together, it shows that we are very much parang on a higher gear this year, no? I'm working it out with the team to have specific programs, no, for rookies. May mga rookies ba na nandito? Ayun. Isa doon sa likod. Sa audience, meron ba rookies? Just say rookie. Yeah, marami, no? Honestly speaking, we have more than 1,000 rookies already since the start of this year, no? And the reason why I'm singling them out, because the rookies are the new breed, no? They're new with either the industry, they're new with the company, and the excitement, the challenge that you're facing right now, gamitin nyo po yun. No? Gamitin nyo yun to further your experience in this kind of line. No? The second one, for the more tenured ones, iba naman ang aking appeal. No? Ang appeal ko sa tenured ones, I think I mentioned this when we were in Hong Kong last week, no? Yung 500 agents and leaders na kasama namin sa Hong Kong. I think this year is the best time to really start to build again the business. If you're a leader, build your team. Now, if you're an agent, a tenured agent, now is a better time to really build your business more. Products are coming in, compensation package has been, improving year on year. It's not yet a perfect scenario or perfect organization, but we will get there. Pero sabi ko nga, diba, in anything that you do, if you wait things to be perfect, you will never get there. Right? But I think this year is our year, and we have that opportunity, really, no? And if we do it together, while we're building the company, rebuilding the company, you're also rebuilding your business once again, right? And in due time, if we do well this 2024, that's going to be our jump-off point to better years to come, 2025, 2026, okay? Now, one last thing I would like to share to all the 500 who are here, we've put in place platforms for you to be able to help you be on track. What do I mean? Number one, we've instituted new standards. Like for example, your podium finishers, right? It's a quarterly. It's not only a recognition, but it's actually a track to run on. Because if you take a look at the mechanics of the podium finisher, it equates to your maximization of your income. It equates to an annual standard, could be MDRT, could be Star Club. No? And it also promotes consistency and predictability. And that's what you would like to have in your business. Okay? So, ang suggestion ko po sa inyo lahat is take a look at these programs and latch on to either one of them to guide you, in something that you would like to really achieve. Okay? Of course, you have yung annual natin, marami naman yan. May trip to Paris, kung gusto nyo, may MDRT, may Star Club. All of those were designed for you guys to have guides. But at the same time, when you do that, you also maximize your business with the company. So slowly but surely, we can get again this company up and running, and in no time, okay, lalapit na tayo sa company ni Sir Jeff. Kasi naiwan na tayo ng company ni Sir Jeff. Medyo humataw sila, But in due time, we will also get there. So I would like to say thank you to everybody, those online and those who are here. Saan ba ang next venue, if ever? Meron na ba? Kasi sa series 2 nito, we'll try to take a look at the Cubao naman. So we'll try to move this, pero yung online will always be available. Pero we'll try to move the venue of the hit series. Natawag nga natin hit series, di ba? MC, para, it's mobile, it's more dynamic, and we can reach out to more people. But it doesn't mean hindi kayo invited, ha? Kung Cubao yun, pwede kayong pumunta doon, di ba? Kung Alabang yan, pwede rin kayo pumunta doon. So, lastly, we would like to hear from you. Through your sales heads, through your zones, your BDMs, please feel free to communicate to them what do you think is doing well for you, what are the recommendations or suggestions that you have, because eventually this will help us move this company forward. Huwag niyong isipin na hindi, ahead lang ako, and etc. But your comments, no, will definitely go a long way. So, maraming salamat, and again to the speakers, thank you. To those online, thank you. Abangan niyo po yung next series natin.